So apparently the release date for Elder Scrolls 6 has been leaked. Honestly, I think the game is coming out to like 2005, maybe 2006. If it's any before that, I'm probably gonna be like a rushed game, and then it's gonna probably end up like Cyberpunk 2077. So I hope they just take their time, work with the game, you know, because they're still busy dealing with like Starfield or something like that. So I mean, just take your time. Elder Scrolls 6 is a no rush. People want it, but I mean, take your time. Make the best Bethesda game you can, because it has to be just as great, better than Skyrim. If it's not, people are gonna be very upset, and then the rest of the Elder Scrolls games is probably gonna be like handled with like great caution. So just take your time, man. Just take your time.
Hello folks, today is Friday, July 7th, 2023. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to give you the video game news that has been going on this week. Do I look like a total mess?
Yes.
Because I am.
It looks like you were painting. Yeah, okay.
Because I'm currently moving, but the video game news does not stop. I'm not going to get changed for you guys. You guys don't care what I look like, right?
Exactly.
Just cover me with the articles. Cover me with the videos, okay? Anyway, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's talk about the first thing, the crazy headline that's been popping around. And you see it here on our video, the Elder Scrolls 6 release date. Well, sort of. Actually, this is pretty interesting. We have talked so much already about the Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, Xbox hearings throughout various countries, and most recently the FTC hearing in the United States, where regulators questioned
it's
Microsoft
the Activision,
and other industry heavyweights like Sony and stuff about the whole video game industry and the acquisitions and stuff, and we've had tons of juicy bits of information come
Honestly,
out.
Overwatch is a dead game, so no one cares about that.
The last day of the FTC hearing, we got a pretty good little thing from Microsoft's lawyer specifically. So somebody who is presumably a little bit more in the know of Microsoft's business practices. The lawyer kind of maybe let it slip a little bit. Elder Scrolls 6 is a projected release date. From The Verge, a quote from Microsoft's lawyer.
No, it's 2026.
Could I clarify one issue that counsel raised with you when asked about ZeniMax and asking him to find a game that was most similar to Xbox? He mentioned Elder Scrolls. That is incorrect. There are two Elder Scrolls games. One is online called Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
That is a multiplayer game. It is on PlayStation.
Really good. Story-wise, really good.
Talking about Elder Scrolls 16, the projected release is 2026 as a single player.
Is there really 16 Elder Scrolls games? Really?
Yeah,
damn.
Okay, so he made a mistake. He said Elder Scrolls 16. Presumably, I think it's safe to say he meant Elder Scrolls 6. And he said the year 2026, which is pretty believable.
Okay, thank you.
We've talked about it in the...
Thank you, there was a mispronunciation. Because I was gonna say, there's 16 Elder Scrolls games? I was like, there's the first one, there's the second one, there's Mordor? Oh, which one was that? Starts with an M, I think. The third one. And there's Oblivion, and then there's Skyrim, and then obviously there's the online Elder Scrolls. But I was gonna say, there's no way there's 16.
Past from Bethesda, from Xbox, saying that it is very far away. They're clearly still very much in the works with Starfield, but if
Starfield,
that's a placeholder date, year, window, whatever, it's something at least to go on. And
StarCraft is a strategy-based game,
all
right?
All the other stuff that came out at these hearings, a lot of it was
you guys don't have to worry, I know exactly what StarCraft is.
To other older type business people, how
I somewhat got into it when in its dying years.
But this nugget was kind of interesting, so we wanted to share it with you.
Yeah, I know exactly what type of game it is and what game it is.
A rough year to go on, maybe even further than that. There you go, 2026. Good luck.
It isn't a dying game, is it? People still play it to this day. I think it's still in esports, or still in esports? When did it stop being in esports? I don't know.
Don't hold your breath. Now, speaking of not holding your breath, I don't know about this one. The Red Dead Redemption remaster thing. We talked about this last week because a South Korean rating released a rating for a new Red Dead Redemption. You know, not Red Dead Redemption.
Honestly, I don't think it technically needs a remaster because the first one still technically holds up to this day. I mean, if you compare it to anything that's been released like to nowadays, I mean, look at Redfall. I mean, Red Dead 1 is leagues above Redfall even though Red Dead came out in like 2012, 2014, so that's years ago, man. That's nearly a decade ago. That's insane. I think it's 2014. Could be 2015.
Redemption 2 or anything like that, but an actual Red Dead Redemption title. And South Korean rating boards have.
I honestly don't think it needs a remaster just yet. Wait till the next versions of stuff like the PS6, then do a remaster.
More things are piling up, with some people putting together clues with Take-Two's earnings reports and games, 2 games that they are planning to release soon. Granted, Take-Two is very big. They have a lot of studios, so
I mean, Red Dead 2 is still doing quite well, so let's see what they could get from doing the first one again.
That, from what he has heard, the news in the past that like Rockstar scrapped all the remasters and remakes after the whole, Grand Theft Auto debacle. Apparently,
yes,
that is not
thank
the case,
you.
And with Red Dead Redemption specifically, they just took the time.
Just
to
leave Red Dead alone.
After that
it's still a great game. It still holds up today. It may have some buggy issues nowadays because it's the live quality of life is kind of bad. But just leave Red Dead for now. It still has many good years ahead of it. Still ahead of it.
Take this all with a grain of salt. None of this is confirmed. Rockstar hasn't responded to anything. It's a lot of, inside sources and unnamed sources and stuff like that. But it could be a thing. And I think Red Dead Redemption is a great game to experience, and it would be fun to revisit. I replayed it a couple years ago. I said this last time. It's great. What I really also would like is to see Red Dead Redemption 2 beefed up for the next-gen consoles. But if we're just asking for things, if we're just wishing to the Rockstar fairies, Red Dead Revolver? Could we get some love? I know that's like I know it's like the black sheep, but it's also the coolest. Is that blasphemy to say? That game is sick. That game is so cool. It's also like not really a Rockstar game, but I don't care. Yeah, but in my head, it's Rockstar's coolest, weirdest game. So moving on over though, if we are going to talk about rumors and speculation and stuff like that, Rise of the Ronin. You probably remember this one.
Oh yeah.
Like an open world, kind of Souls-like, cool.
Honestly, it's actually quite a good game.
Adventure from Team Ninja. This looks super promising. When this was revealed, I've been really wanting to see more. It
looks like a really good game.
Too, because we do have some rumors, some speculation, some leaks maybe from The Snitch, a leaker who has, built a reputation in the past for sure, and just, they had some little morsels, specifically that the game is a mix of Assassin's Creed, Ghost of Tsushima, and Dark Souls. They had a bunch
Sounds
of
like a brilliant baby to have.
A couple of screenshots and stuff have leaked out there, with a skill tree that you progress through to learn moves. We're not going to show those images so we don't get like copyright flags.
I was going to say, yeah.
Or whatever, but the game is going to have multiple difficulty options. It's going to be open world with side quests. It's going to have both performance and quality modes. There are apparently going to be romance.
As all games should have.
Very cool.
Not romance, the quality and performance settings modes. That's what that every game should need.
And also, it is planned for the first quarter of 2024. Now, a lot of those, bits of information could just be speculation. Like it's pretty easy predictions, but still, if the Snitch got it from a reputable source that's promising stuff to hear, I'm just desperate to hear anything about that game. Maybe
it looks so good, man.
First quarter 2024 thing is true. If that does shake out, hopefully that means maybe we'll hear some more soon. Now, next up, before we move forward, big thank you to you for sponsoring this video. Thank you for watching. That's it. We have no sponsor segment this week, so I always like to say, hey, thanks for watching. We've been doing this show for many, many years now. So thanks for clicking. Thanks for commenting. It puts food on the table, and we appreciate it. Not being corny, but yeah. Okay, this next one is
it's so hard not to sound corny when you're saying thank you and being grateful. Like, it really does sound... It always sounds corny. It always sounds like it's not needed, but honestly, I think it's the best thing to do is always thank your audience.
Left field, but rumors and unnamed sources from Kotaku are suggesting that Ubisoft is working on like remaking Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Is this what it feels like to get like old? Like I still vividly remember like platinuming that game and playing.
So did I. No, I couldn't, because at the time I couldn't access the online stuff. But I've 100% completed every online thing you could do. I could never play the online because we had it on the Xbox, and at the time we could not afford the gold, like the online at Xbox, so I could never play it online. And so I was never able to do like the co-op stuff, so I could never 100% complete the game. But all the single player and offline stuff, I did everything, man. It was such a good game.
Came out and
I played the game, what was it, like 8 times over, just because I enjoyed it so much. And I did like a speed run on like how fast I could like complete it. Obviously it was before like tried doing YouTube stuff. So I think the fastest I was able to complete it was about, I think, 15 hours, because he skipped all of the cutscenes. I was able to do it bare minimum with everything that you needed. So yes, it took me about 15 hours, I think, to be able to finish the whole entire game. Only story-wise, nothing else. But I mean, 15 hours. So that was actually
because, like,
was one of my greatest accomplishments when I was young.
They're probably using that framework.
No, it was faster. I think it was around 12 hours, 11 hours, because I wasn't allowed to play it continuously. So, because I mean, I had like brothers and sisters, so I couldn't play all the time, and I had to go to school. So, but I think altogether it was about 11 hours. So that was actually, like, I know that you could probably finish the game faster, but as like a 11-year-old, 12-year-old, I think that's one of my great accomplishments. Damn, I can't speak. Accomplishments that age.
And I know people are sick of remasters and remakes, and I do want to point out that I see this for them very much as a safe bet. In times of, it's always said, the quote is, in times of economic uncertainties, companies will always take safer bets.
That's exactly what Disney's doing, and that's ending up in flops. The Little Mermaid, I heard it's actually quite good, but the Lion King flop. The Cinderella movies, I always they always flop. The Beauty and the Beast was actually quite good. But the rest of them, they're flopping so hard. Mulan took away the dragon. I mean, Mushu's the comedy, man. How can you take him away? Oh, I can't believe it.
And remasters and remakes are those, and Assassin's Creed Black Flag is like the best game. I love it. I love it so much. So I'm sorry.
Lots of people say that Black Flag is the best Assassin's Creed game. Yes, but I have the first spot tied with Black Flag and Origins. Then I have to say it's Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 1, because that was Assassin's Creed 2 was my first Assassin's Creed game that I played. Then it was the first one. Then it was Revelations, Brotherhood. I got them all in a jank order. So yeah, got the first ones in a massive janky order. So I had to play them like again and understand the story completely. But that was years ago, man. I can't even remember everything anymore.
I'm not gonna say like they shouldn't. I don't know. I just would like. I wouldn't mind a reason to replay it again. If they just take it and blow
wait
it
for
out
the next
like
generation of console, because then everything coming out on like Unreal Engine 5. So just hold off just a tad bit, man. Just hold off, because then you can make the game even better.
And Odyssey, I could see that also because
it's just hold off.
Open ocean world. But for what it is, I just really like that game. So whatever they do, if this is true or not, we'll see. But it was a wild rumor we had to bring up. I always say this. I've said this in so many videos on my channel and on here. Ubisoft, if you want to make money, just spin off. You should have, after Black Flag, you should have spun off and done games called Pirates Creed. Could keep doing your Assassin's Creed thing and then have pirate games called Pirates Creed, because you figured out the formula.
That sounds really good.
Out there for pirate games. I know you're trying with Skull and Bones. I don't know what's going on with that, so just do this.
It's a crap game, is what it is.
Cool I did want to talk about is from No Clip. No Clip, the famous video game documentaries headed up by Danny O'Dwyer, have unearthed like a decade or so of video game history from the 90s to the early 2000s. They've got a bunch of stuff. They've got boxes of VHS tapes and memory cards and stuff.
No way.
Old video game footage, promotional footage, event footage, stuff we've never seen before, stuff that doesn't currently exist on the internet, and stuff that does exist on the internet but is in low quality.
It's
working through all of this stuff
decades ago.
and digitize it and put it out on their archive channel, which I will link in the description down below.
Yes, I think that a good remake would be the Devil May Cry. If they can remake those, I think it would be really good. I mean, properly remake it, bring it to like HD quality, you know, like Devil May Cry 5. No longer blocky character models. I mean, literally redo it. I think that would be really good, especially Devil May Cry 1. Like the OG. Bring that back in HD, and I think it would blow up massively.
This is all Patreon funded. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't know, but like this is like a good drive, a good reason to support them because they are preserving this stuff. And on their archive channel, they've already been pumping out a bunch of new stuff, like old Soul Calibur trailers in higher quality than we've ever seen.
Never got into fighting games.
The infamous, like,
I used to play like Tekken 7. Or was it Tekken 5? I can't remember which one. But I used to play like Tekken. But honestly, I never really got into fighting games. It was just way too button mashy. My younger brain never got like, never really like enjoyed it, and so I just fell off of it. I haven't played like a fighting game ever since. I mean, I dabbled in like Tekken. What was the latest Tekken 7? No, Tekken game to come out? I think I dabbled in that like a bit, but I mean, overall, I just never really liked it. So I mean, it sounds bad, but
look at Metroid Prime and Link fighting Ganondorf. Remember that video that like it was Link fighting Ganon, and everybody was like, "Holy shit, this looks incredible!" And then after that, they came out with Toon Link, and everybody was pissed. Well, they re-uploaded that in probably the highest quality and better sound than we've ever seen. This stuff is important. I love seeing this stuff preserved because, like, if you're like me and you're like a weirdo, some of your favorite game series, like I just like to go online and look up old Metal Gear Solid trailers from like Tokyo Game Show 1990, whatever. So for more games to be preserved in ways that they previously hadn't, like stuff like Tomb Raider, he teases so much. So it's really worth checking out. I'm being 100% genuine here. Please click that in the description down below if you want to check that all out. Also, Danny, if you're watching, let me know if you need any help. That shit is an absolute pain in the ass. VHS tapes and restoring that stuff is no joke. Ugh. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of video game history, we got some like random leaked Sega documents that are just out there on the internet. It's almost 300 pages of internal documents that you can just download and look at. There's official documents, behind the scenes transcripts, sketches, notes. And this is from Sega in the mid-90s when they were like an absolute powerhouse. And there's some really cool stuff on record from the head of Sega America, specifically writing about the Sega Saturn console and how it was killing in Japan. And the quote is, "We are killing Sony. In every store in Japan, Saturn hardware is sold out and there are stacks of PlayStation. The retailers comment that they can't compare true sales rate because Saturn sells out before they can measure accurate. I wish I could get all our staff, sales, retailers, analysts, media to see and
that was
understand
insane,
what's
man.
happening in Japan. They would then understand why we will win here in the US eventually."
I wonder how that went for
Yeah.
That did not really work out. Famously, not too long after that CEO did resign.
PlayStation is very massive in the north, the eastern part of the world. So I mean, it really is just massive. Xbox at the moment is in a downward spiral. Aside from Game Pass, they don't really have anything good to offer lots of like most players. I mean, if you're not a cars game like fan of like games, then Horizon is out of the picture. All of the driving simulator games is out of the picture. I mean, PlayStation is just nailing it with the single player games, man. They really are.
So there's that. But this is just a cool treasure.
Starcraft? No. What was the game? Starfield, that's right. Starfield may bring players back to like Xbox. But overall, I don't think it's gonna be massive. Elder Scrolls again could bring back players to the Xbox. I might come out on the PlayStation, but I think at first it's gonna take a while to get to the PlayStation, you know, to bring players over to the Xbox. But overall, I doubt anything is going to compare to like PlayStation's like single player games. Currently, I mean, they just have so many great titles, from Spider-Man to God of War, Final Fantasy, you know. So them, I just don't see it, man. I don't see Xbox like getting a win for another
I
while,
thought this was worth sharing.
like
Now,
a
some quick
massive
trailers, I
win.
also wanted to link in the description down below. The first is a character game.
And PlayStation's like PlayStation Plus Extra is honestly quite a big deal, because I mean, like, I honestly find it a lot better than Game Pass, because sure, Game Pass technically has like okay games now and then, but I mean, overall, I think PlayStation Extra allows you to play a hell of a lot more games more frequently. I mean, when I first got the PlayStation Extra, I played almost all of the Final Fantasy games. I played all of the Neo games. I played. There's just so many more games to play, in my opinion, that does not require an internet connection. Obviously you need internet, but I mean, to play like online, like the single player games is what like most people want nowadays than multiplayer games, because I mean, multiplayer games, there's just so many problems. You have to deal with lag, you have to deal with ping, you have to deal with cheaters, you have to deal with like actually getting into a lobby. So I just think single player games is a lot more wanted and desired nowadays. So
Gameplay reveal trailer for Rashid coming to Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 is absolutely killing it. It got me interested in the game as kind of like a casual person who's always been kind of afraid of Street Fighter. It's great, and the character drop of Rashid is looking pretty awesome. The moves look pretty wild, and you're going to be able to play as him July 26th. Also, we just got a spicy new
Mortal Kombat was
trailer.
good.
Things just kind of getting weirder with this game, and I'm down to be here for the ride. They revealed a bunch of
they
new
brought back
characters
Smoke and Rain. God, it's so good.
Smoke, which is awesome. The full trailer is linked. Then also, new Avatar game? No, not the blue people. The bald boy who throws the wind.
Yeah, it looks so bad.
Avatar: The Last Airbender Quest for Balance is dropping fall 2023.
It looks so bad, man.
Avatar game with Aang and all his friends.
This is supposed to be on the PS5.
I know a lot of you guys out there are Avatar heads. This could be a disaster. We've played some bad Avatar and Legend of Korra games. Like there's
Legend of Korra, sure, it was bad, but it's a lot better than this game. Holy crap!
Out there, so I'm curious to see how this one shakes out. But it kind of flew under the radar, so we figured we'd give it a mention. But also we got to talk about Gollum, our favorite, gross, disgusting.
Even worse than Avatar.
No, we're not gonna keep
than this Avatar game.
I think like that's all like ran its course, but the whole issue, you know, the failed launch of the Gollum game seemingly is resulting in some problems for publisher developer Datalic.
This came out on the Xbox, right?
Has announced that they are closing their internal game division that did develop this game.
No, I think it came out on all platforms.
On just publishing their games, which is good because Datalic does publish some important kind of weird, quirky games. They fill a niche in this industry, but unfortunately, the development side is shutting down, seemingly because of the big hit they took with Gollum.
I mean, you can't resurrect the game. It's so bad.
Their next Lord of the Rings game. I know that news came out after Gollum released that they were just working on another Lord of the Rings game, but apparently that is now no more. So, with all the ragging we do on Gollum, it is important to note that some people who were just trying their best lost their jobs. Game industry...
You know, I feel bad for the developers, but I mean, it's the CEOs that is the problem with, like, gaming as a whole. Because they just want money, they won't let the developers actually work and, like, make the game good. So yes, I feel bad for the developers, but overall, you cannot deny that was a very bad game.
churn is definitely a thing we've talked about in the past. It is still ongoing, but as you probably know, I mean, like the Lord of the Rings brand is going to continue. You know, the money is going to keep churning somewhere else. Other studios,
like the online game. The online game is actually quite good.
Stuff like that. So it's not the end, but for Daedalus adventures with this, for now, it seems like it is. But that's all the news we can cram in this week. I gotta go get back to work, but let me know what you think about the stuff going on this week, like with Elder Scrolls 16. Haha, just kidding. Elder Scrolls 6. Do you think we're going to actually see that when Microsoft's lawyers said? Do you think it's further than that? You think it's before that?
I hope it comes out soon because I'll let him finish.
Also, what do you think about all that fun video game history stuff we talked about? Definitely let me know what you think. Please, I want to hear from you. Let us know anything in the comments. We'll be down there as much as possible, but things get a little crazy. So, of course, if you want to find me on Instagram and like whatever new social media thing, at Jake Baldino. Also, every other week I do a podcast with my friends called the Friends Per Second Podcast. Check that out. But the biggest thing is in the pinned comment, let us know what you're playing this weekend. It's for our research. We always do it. It's like, you know, it's engagement, but also it helps tailor videos to you guys. It helps to know what you're playing. So comment, if you will. Thank you. But thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. We're here every Friday. I'm Jake. See you guys next time. Pizza is on me.
Okay. Like, I hope Elder Scrolls 6 comes out very soon because, I mean, everybody wants to know how's it going to be, what's the new storyline, you know? But honestly, take your time. Polish the game as best as you can because don't think you guys can take another, like, massive hit like Cyberpunk 20. Oh no, it's Bethesda. Fuck. Okay. I mean, I don't think you guys can take another hit like Red. Like, that game is so bad. Just take your time. Slow down. Even if it has to come out in 2077, 2028. Just take your time, guys. There's no need to rush that much. Like, you guys still have long before, like, it becomes a GTA 6. Just take your time. Like, just slow down, take a deep breath, you know, just take your time, guys. Let me know what you guys think, and see you guys next time.